Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Chemda VIP. It's very, very exciting. You know, Svaj is rating here. I don't know what it is. Maybe just the comfortable chemistry between the three leads of every episode of Q&A, but it's a goddamn delight. Me, Chemda, Newsy Chew.
Can I say, I genuinely think that the Q&A VIP shows, that if we stopped doing Keith and the Girl and only did that, it would be enough. It's bananas how that's like 5 episodes in one. I think that could be like a Monday show. That's it. And it's over.
I like this idea. Right. I like this idea. It is plenty. It goes back over time. Like if we did it today, for example, we'd look at May 14th every year since we started Keith and the Girl in 2005. So to go over that, and of course, you know, anytime the past relates to a new news story, oh, I think we're on something. I love it. Like Chemda can let loose and doesn't have to police the chat. And I think she digs it. Keith doesn't have to feel out the guest or figure out what mood they're in. Just straight into the chat and fun. By far, my favorite part of the VIP package. Maybe even all of Keith and the Girl. You know what? And in no way does that offend me. Like, is a VIP show better than the regular Keith and the Girl show? I can see why. I love being kind of like I feel on that show. I like being the guest. Kind of leaning back and maybe more of me because I don't have to worry about the next thing. Maybe you have my vote. I believe maybe our next Kickstarter is not only like you decide if we do another year, you decide if the other year is new Keith and the Girl episodes, or we just chew and A for 6 hours once a week and let's go. Maybe people want that instead. Who the fuck knows? Yeah. New controversial Diamond Dogs episode is up, and we talked about that also during the last week on Keith and the Girl episode. All this in VIP. You'll see what we're talking about. KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. Somebody said, oh, you did this show and you included me, you pussy. You did it behind the scenes, not on your regular show. Let me tell you something. KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. Use the code free trial. One word. Okay. Now nobody's offended.
Keith, you have a speech impediment. Free trial.
Yes.
Free trial.
Free trial. Okay. Maybe subconsciously I didn't want to give it out. Who knows?
Now, Chris Ellis saying it's truly a delight of a show. Now, I would like to think that he said that to Q&A, because it might have been a while ago, but I'm not going to tell you the timing of when he said that. So it could have been about Q&A. It could have been about last week. It could have been Diamond Dogs. He could be having a conversation with Birdie, and I'm just reading his last thoughts.
I loved Craig Klein this last Diamond Dogs episode so very much. All right, now. Mark this on your calendar. Next Sunday, May 21st, however you say it, May 21st.
That's a week from today.
Week from today, 6 p.m. Eastern. Virtual show. The Game Show. 6 p.m. Eastern. We're having on Micah Fox. We're having on Tim McLaughlin. Who else are we having on? What's today's guest? We met during Keith and the Girl week. Bobby Condon. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, how's it going?
We didn't meet Bobby until live. Micah said, "Hey, Micah, you want? We're going to do this show. You want to do it with Tim? It's a game show, and it could start controversy." And she said, "Well, actually, he's not around, or maybe he is, and I'm not in the mood of seeing my boyfriend again. How about my buddy Bobby Condon?" I said, "You know what? You like him, we like him." And how funny was Bobby Condon if you were there at the live show? And now we're going to get to know him. It's great to see you, and I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Bobby.
Glad to hear it. And also, Micah chose me because she wanted to fucking win.
She wanted to win. That's all what I like about
that is what happened when I came on. Okay,
yeah, you did. You and
Micah. A lot of people are trying to make jokes. A lot of time, I made a couple jokes, but I was there focused on winning, and that is what I can guarantee you and your listeners next week too. I'm taking the fucking W. I may not be that funny, but I will be focused on the game.
Right? Did you see, when me and Kyle were fake arguing on stage? Are you thinking that's not going to help him? That's not going to win.
That is what I was thinking, Keith. I hate to say it, but I'm like, I like it. This is fun. This is entertaining, but I'm not going to get any points for this.
You're not getting the gold medal for that. Well, congratulations. I loved also when I was looking things up on Bobby, it looked like because I use iTunes that you have one album, but I heard you reference you have another album. Is that true?
No, just the one album.
Okay,
it's only on iTunes now. They pulled it off Spotify.
Okay.
They don't do spoken word on Spotify anymore.
So Bobby Condon has one album. It's called Greatest Hits. Love it.
Cute, right?
I debated about doing that. I'm jealous now. And congrats.
Well, you know, I wanted to name it Blonde on Blonde, but nobody thought that was a funny joke. So I went with Greatest Hits. But wouldn't it be funny to like put out a stupid comedy album and name it after a Bob Dylan classic? I got the same reaction from everyone I suggested it. So.
You did the right thing. In fact, when I'm a Dylan fan, I guess I'm only the Greatest Hits because it didn't even come to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, it would have been lost then. So
I think it just sounds like a ball joke from where I'm standing.
I thought it was. I thought it was a Madonna album.
Well, okay. This would have been a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: if you came in with some blonde shit, Keith wouldn't be like, "I'm jealous." He'd be like, "Good on you. You need to do something." That's nice. Like, it's hard to land on a title, right, Bobby? Yeah, I'm not in trouble.
I'm like, you don't have hair, and that's the joke. Like, you don't need that business. By the way, could I say this? Am I the only one thinking this? Watching this live? God damn, you're handsome, Bobby.
Oh, God, I was just gonna say, you guys trying to do an impression of each other. This is very
looking
weird.
good. He's looking real fucking good.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that. You're not so bad yourself, Keith.
I like what I see. I'm the other box. There we go. Speaking, by the way, of Micah Fox, happy Mother's Day, everybody. I say that because Micah tweeted out, when I was a kid, my mom told me that she wanted me to be more like Cher from the movie Clueless because she was pretty and popular. And I was like, I wish I was more like Cher too, because her mom was dead. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
You know what? I keep getting reminded that it's Mother's Day all day. And when Micah's tweet came up, I'm like, oh shit, it's Mother's Day. I better read everything Micah Fox writes because it's always fucking fire like that. It's always like, right on. That is exactly Mother's Day. Good job.
Queen.
It's the first year my mom's dead, but, and then I only bring it up because Kyle just said, how do you feel? Her mom's dead. And then I'm like, I think it's different because your mom died in a plane crash. Your mom was a total surprise. Your mom, I don't know if you dealt with everything. My mom, like I saw her not be able to talk or walk, and I'm like, I think you're dead. That's what was heartbreaking. Then when she dies, that's actually a relief. I'm not feeling it today, like people do. But I think that's the reason.
What the fuck?
And how are you, Bobby?
This is heavy. What? Wait a second.
Alzheimer's and dementia. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She forgot about it, so who cares?
Well, I guess that's the silver lining. And Chemda, your mom died in a fucking plane crash?
No. Sorry, I said Kyle, my girlfriend, but Chemda, they're just dead to each other.
Okay.
No,
Wait, Kyle, your girlfriend's mom died in a plane crash?
Yeah.
What? Like when? Where?
You know what? I appreciate those questions. Now I'm just afraid I'm going to get it wrong, and I don't need the aggravation. It's a plane crash, and it was devastating.
Okay.
I'll get back to you.
All of my nightmares are plane crashes. Plane crashes and tornadoes are my two nightmares. And I'm a lapsed Catholic, like every Catholic, but fully praying every flight I take. Like
I think it was a smaller plane. Oh. And because I know who she considers her sister now, lost. No, that's another plane. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the L on this, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe everybody's alive. I don't know.
Let me ask you this, Keith. When you are staring at another human being that yet again looks like you, and then he goes on and says he's Catholic, do you go, did my father have sex with other people? Because it's really difficult to imagine that your father convinced anybody other than your poor mom to like have any kind of intercourse or any kind of conversation long enough to have any kind of physical activity. But then you look at Bobby here and it's like
we put our fingers to our mouth at the same time.
Yes. That was so weird. Then do you go like, who's having the, because stop it.
Well, first of all, I always wanted to be adopted. So this is the opposite of what you're saying.
Okay.
It's interesting.
So Bobby,
Catholic, Keith? Mally. You had to be, right?
My dad was a priest and then left to get married. 2 months in.
Serious?
I'm dead serious. 2 months in, he met my mom. And then 2 years later, he got the job done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, at least he, At least he left. Some of them don't leave, and we see what happens then.
I know, but guess what? Instead of the fucking kids getting hurt, these kids got hurt. But hey, what are you gonna do? I guess it's better emotionally.
Wow. So he was only in the priesthood for 2 months.
He was I believe 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And then but he knew he needed my mom 2 months in. So during that in between time, supposedly, I tried to serve in the military, hoping I'd get killed, hoping that I die, but I'm doing the right thing, trying to, not fall in love and still love God. But doesn't God know the subtle thing you're doing about trying to get killed? And also you're a priest, and how you going to get killed? You weird liar.
Now, can we ask you this, Bobby? Because I want to add you to the maybe Keith Malley's from somewhere else file. What's your dad like? So we could know maybe this is where Keith is from.
Good question.
Oh, what's he like?
Yeah.
Well, he's bald.
If you called him today, would it be strange?
If I called him today, it wouldn't be strange. No, we text mostly though.
Okay.
We're fairly close.
If you sent a picture of Keith Malley, right, through text and said, I know what you did 50 years ago. Could we do that? Could we tell everybody that looks like you, Keith, from now on? We're going to have you take a picture and go, I know what you did 50 years ago.
Here's the thing, Kemda, you're doing what a lot of people do, and you don't think you're doing it, but you see a bald man and you think we all look the same. Bald man and glasses, they all just get thrown into a pile together. We lose our identity. We identify as bald. I mean, like my dad. So you would think my dad. You would think my dad looks like a 30-year-older version of us.
You see a bald guy with big frames and little stubble and a monochrome shirt, and you just assume that we're all. It's something we have to. But when did it bother you? When did it hit you? Shut up,
Bobby. Let Keith talk, please.
Actually, that was Bobby.
Oh shit.
Because you have a track about being bald on your album. I didn't realize when I first, even when I didn't realize anything about Widow's Peak or losing hair until they shaved my head. I'm like, I didn't know it went that far back.
How did you have a Widow's Peak? What pattern?
It's still you can see it's still there.
Okay. So you went
shaved.
Yeah. Okay.
And so then later I see it's loosened in the back a little bit. And I'm like, what? Also, it's just hassle. I don't know how to do it. I'm not spending money to be fucking at the Met Gala. So I shaved it. Greatest decision I ever made, I feel.
Absolutely.
And so it never really bothered me. It never really bothered me because I'm pretending that I can grow it out and all these things would cover it because I never tried that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You have some coverage there, so you could get away with it.
That's sweet to say.
Is Bobby like Keith without the ADHD medicine?
I got the fucking ADHD. Okay, I guess so I'm on my best behavior. But so there was probably 3 watershed moments of my baldness journey. Okay. When I was in college, when I was 19, I dyed my hair black. And when I got out of the shower one day, I was like, wow, a lot of scalp, more than I usually see coming out of the shower. Right. But that was no big deal. Nobody else knew. When I was graduating college, so I guess I would be 22, I used to cut my hair myself. And my mom was like, look, it's graduation. Go get a fucking haircut at a real, salon. Right. And look, I'm single mother, only child. I went to salons. I never went to barbers. Okay. This is how it was for me. But I went to one, and you just pick out, you never know what the fuck to say. Right. So there was a picture of a guy with a normal haircut. So that one, and the woman doing my hair, she stops. I feel her stopping and looking up there. And then she says, "You're too bald for this haircut." And I'm like, all right, do your fucking best, and I never walked into a salon ever again. Like that. Right. That was it. And when I was, how
about you? Right. They could see you're a vegetarian. So don't give the meat menu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also I don't need to hear that shit. Yeah. This is your fucking job. It's close to that. Do close to that one.
Right.
And then I was engaged for a while. Long story, but my ex-fiance used to cut my hair.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Did a good job.
Right.
And then, but when we broke up, I wasn't going back to a salon. I didn't have anyone to cut it for me anymore. So then I just embraced the shaving. And you and me are lucky because we got like normal shaped heads. Yeah. So it worked out okay. You know. Yeah. We're also lucky because women don't really fucking care. They're not shallow like we are. They're shallow in different ways.
Well, you know, we gotta follow up there. How do you think? What ways are they shallow that we have to worry about?
Okay, no, wait. I'm definitely not going to answer that. It's going to get me canceled. Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? No, I'm like, okay, stereotypically.
They want follow through and a mate. They want you to be able to live your life.
Let's say provide. They want you to be able to provide.
Right.
You know that's not shallow.
We'll get to it later, but I was just reading about like a scam. This woman lost $450,000, and it reminds me about sometimes when I see the TV documentaries about it, and it's like, oh, these women aren't making me feel bad at all. They're obviously just in for the money. Never met this person, and the text made you feel in love. Yeah, what did they say? Oh, I can feel a big windfall coming, and I want to leave my love footprints with somebody all over the world. Oh, and I simply melted. Like, okay, all right. Well, anyway, we'll get to that. Let's keep things in perspective. By the way, so I mentioned my mom dying, and so I never really thought about the way people get those Mother's Day messages. You know, hey, CVS says Happy Mother's Day. It's like, she's dead, or maybe I had an abortion I didn't want to have on top of it. You know, there's so many fucking reasons. A sibling of mine just sent me this. We hear you. We know that some holidays are hard. This is after a happy email, Happy Mother's Day. So why send it in the first place? But anyway, after Happy Mother's Day, we know that some holidays are hard. Please click below if you'd like to opt out of Mother's Day emails this year. We will keep you updated on everything else.
That's really nice.
But is it strange why you had to send it in the first place, or is it nice? I mean, it's big. It's taking up the whole fucking thing.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? It's not like small print. It's like, then why are you sending it?
We brought this up the other day. Somebody was trying to campaign of like no Mother's Day, whatever. And it's like, we don't take it away from mothers because the rest of us are triggered. I don't think that is the way to do it. I think that we need to deal with that trigger, and we need to know that right now it's an open wound. It hasn't even scabbed over, and that will itch it a little bit. And we have to have our processes in place. And that might mean a cry because you got an email and that you have to click the opt-out button. But we can't take it away from other mothers because we this year and next are triggered.
Could not agree more. Yeah, in short, toughen up is what Hemda's saying there.
Okay,
toughen up. Well, and also, and how insane do you have to be to opt out of only the Mother's Day part? Like that's all fucking junk mail. Who's like, no, keep sending me the bullshit, just not the mother's one because it hurts my feelings. Fuck off. Unsubscribe or deal with it.
Well, I was also thinking, I wonder if they do that for every holiday, because Father's Day is really hard. Christmas is really hard. You know, the fact that like religion is really hard. Memorial Day is supposed to be hard.
Like, I can't believe we're getting in
the name.
I can't believe our company's getting in trouble for being completely fake. God damn
it. Oh my God. 9/11 is really hard. Can you opt out of Never Forget? Right. I mean, what are we doing? I don't.
I do think if the email does trigger you, it's because you didn't deal with nothing yet. Now, maybe it just happened a month ago, but you know, something else is going to happen.
But this is how we get like skipping the 13th floor, even in hospitals. You know, we can't give in all of it. Like 13 has to mean nothing, you know, and Mother's Day has to be like a right-sized sort of day. You know, it has to be, you know, special to mothers, and everybody else has to go about their life.
And the 13th floor does lead to death. I saw Faces of Death where they jumped off the building, measured the floors. They didn't take into account there really is no 13th floor. Whatever the distance was.
Death, Keith?
I did at the time because it's the only place you see the sickest shit. So if you didn't think I'd watch that sick fuck video the other day, now you know. Usually they were boring though. Like you're watching, some country, they're cutting open a monkey's head and eating it. And it's like, but 40 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm bored.
See, I was watching the fight videos on Twitter, and
Right.
I follow like the fight accounts, and I
Like
had
bum fights or
not well, it's some sort of offshoot of that, basically,
Right.
like the same principle. But some of them, it was just I had to unfollow them because there's too many head stompings. Boy, that head stomping. Once you get there, it's that's hard to unwatch.
You know, once somebody told me I remember Faces of Death when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, what are my cousins watching in the next room? We were having some sort of whatever. And they're like, it's Faces of Death. And I heard the monkey one, and I'm like, oh, things I don't need to watch. I never saw that monkey brain eating thing. And I will never forget it still.
Right.
It's worse because it's in your imagination.
She knows it worse. I was bored shitless.
And I'm trying to turn it into a cartoon, change it into some like weird meditation, like please make
my brain.
And also going back just a little bit, Ryan V is saying my mom's funeral was on a Mother's Day 12 years ago, and honestly I had completely forgotten until just now. So Ryan, you're welcome. Kate H is saying just realized this is my 10th without my mom. You're welcome, Kate. And Bertie James is saying, do people barbecue on 9/11 yet? So there it is. Our comedy show. Thank you for joining us today.
Carmen Lynch tweeted out, I took the morning after pill, but you never really know if you're pregnant. You just take it. Then I went for a run and I burped and I was like, oh, that was the baby. You can tell sometimes. You can tell. It wasn't what I ate. Here's what you do. If you're a mom and you have kids and you're getting those stupid fucking cards. Mom, I have big plans. Do you? Like, should I make some anyway? Because what could you have? I know you. I know you. You're my kid. Yeah, big plans. Here's the big plans. So when the one kid gave Kyle a homemade card, folded piece of paper in half. Blah blah blah. You're the best mom ever. Blah blah.
Oh, in pen.
In pen.
With like paper right out of the printer, not even like a heart drawn, and like take a red pen and pretend to like draw it in until you get a little sick, and then you make it a design. Like, oh, I meant to not completely fill it in, but like maybe find a blue pen and a black pen and be like, look at me. It's like
not even advanced like that.
Not even taking her scissors probably from her drawer, which she said to stay away from, and cutting it in the shape of a heart after you cut. Even that, not even.
She just gave you money like 3 different times in one day for some reason. Even that.
She should have cut those money up into hearts and been like, here, there's your.
Right. If I get these back, I'll give you the outline.
Because let me tell you, walking through, you go outside just a little bit. You don't even go outside. It comes into your email on the way to every fucking where today. Every fucking where. It's like, it's Mother's Day. I got a card here. I got a stupid goddamn Mylar balloon. This fucking human being changed the shit out of your literal ass. And here's a goddamn Mylar balloon, a teddy bear, whatever, flowers, bodega or otherwise. If you do not come home with something for your mother, at least admit that it's a sign of something.
Is that for the, I always thought like who buys the last minute things at CVS?
You could literally, you could literally like be on your bike, hold out a 20. The flower guy will grab it, exchange it for flowers as quickly as you could ride your bike, get home, give it to your mother. Your mother cries because she knows this is what I get. And this is an acknowledgement more than Betsy from next door. Congratulations.
I think that last minute, I think that last minute shit, by the way, might be for people like us, for me to pick up, give to Kyle and be like, sorry about your kids. Here's some bullshit. I don't owe you anything. And in fact, I paid for the things for the kids. You owe me things. But
oh, what a nice card, Keith. You took the time. That's nice.
I actually sent a better card than the kids.
When I was 18 years old on Mother's Day, the night before, I was out with friends. I hadn't got my mom anything. In Chicago, we had white hens. We didn't have bodegas, right? It was a white hen. And I bought flowers at the White Hen, and I kept like late at night, and I kept them in my trunk overnight. And when I brought them in, they were dead. So I gave her dead flowers, and she cried and
every
took off
morning.
my favorite song. and she went to my uncle's where they were having a big, Mother's Day party with my grandma and stuff. And my uncle called me and he's like, get in your fucking car, go somewhere, buy some fucking flowers, and get over here now. I never made the mistake again. But I don't know that it's a sign of anything. Here's a sign. Men are thoughtless.
Stop yourself. Stop yourself right now. Stop. It's a sign of you're thoughtless. That's it. I'm not asking you it's a sign of you hate your mother. I'm not saying that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's look at yourself. You are thoughtless about a person where if somebody asks you about this person, you say, get my mother's name out of your face. She is the best woman on earth. You will fucking defend her to the end. Don't you dare call, your mama jokes this and blah, 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 blah. And you are admit, all I'm saying is you're thoughtless. And all of those words of you defending your mom and saying she's the best and who makes the best lasagna? My mom. And you can't even fucking go, hey, here's $5 and a stupid fucking teddy bear. Because you know what I thought? Because some mothers will go extra because you're such a good boy and they just want to keep that thought in their head. I thought there was a chance that your mom was crying because the dead flowers represented that you thought of her a day in advance. Okay? That's the kind of shit that moms come up with so that they keep thinking that you're not a thoughtless piece of shit. So that's all I'm saying.
I should try and sell that to her, Kenda. Yeah, Ma, you know why they were dead is because I thought of you in advance.
Yep. And she'd be like, okay. And then her brother would be like, you dumb fuck. Do you think your mother's an idiot? Is that on top of this bullshit? You think your mother's a fucking idiot? Get your ass down here. Have some shit on you.
She knew all your lies since you were a little kid.
Yeah.
And she's able to make peace with it. So now she tells herself it's not a lie. It's you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
I didn't raise a liar
to everybody. So, okay.
I didn't, I was one of those kids. Okay. Here's where the Catholicism got to me. I could never lie to my mom. And if I ever did, I would have like a panic attack at night and I'd have to wake her up in the middle of the night and confess. Whatever.
Oh my God. So on top of that, she got no sleep.
She can't even sleep. She can't even sleep. The oldest was at her house the night before. In the morning, he gets up to go to work, 7 a.m., knocks on her door, wakes her up. Happy Mother's Day.
Mothers out there, please. I honor you today. You are amazing. How you sell this fucking job to other people is amazing. Good on you. I mean, I've been attracted to your work, so I get it. But holy shit.
I've been attracted to your work.
Enjoy your goddamn teddy bear and some fucking eggs. My God.
Well, it's funny because and then he's the youngest said, I have big plans planned. And then there's the stupid card and chapstick, of course, the cheap stuff, just in case you're confused.
Was that a gift?
That's a gift. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, no, but yeah. And then, and they said, I'll give you.
Well, he didn't charge her for it. So I guess it was a gift. Yes.
And he goes, and I'll give you a massage. Like that is no gift. There's no gift because you're not going to do it. You weren't trained to do it. Who the fuck did? She knows you can't do it. 15, 16?
Yeah,
no, don't
15,
touch me.
15.
You don't know how to touch anything.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Right. Even if you're 18, I'm not saying anything's weird sexually or anything. Just you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna karate chop like you saw at some movie, and then I'm gonna say that's very nice, honey, sweetheart. Go do your homework.
And also, I wish she would dare him, because it gets exhausting. I think as the masseuse after 5 minutes, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So we good, Mom? Yeah, you're good. Get at it. By the way, you know where she told me all this stuff? From a masseuse place that she took herself. I'm like, I think you're owed one at home. She goes, I'm good.
Yeah, do you, mothers, do you.
But what were you saying though? So Catholicism, how'd you get over it then? If it made you not lie to your mom? You lied once and nothing happened?
First of all, I don't think I never got over it. It's still,
I'm over it.
Still in there, but I get over a day at a time because I would just confess anytime I did something wrong, like a fucking weirdo. And when we had to do,
are we asking, are you answering, how did you get over Catholicism or how did you get over not being able to lie?
I've taken the both, I think, but I meant Catholicism, but both.
Yeah, I don't think, Does anyone ever really get over Catholicism? I don't know. I feel like all people like.
I sincerely think I did. I definitely. I can pass a lie detector test on atheist. I guess that's it. Yeah.
Well, I feel like. No, I suppose you're right. Some people like reject my ex. Her dad rejected it outright and like absolutely hates it. And like the church, it's reprehensible in a lot of ways. But I kept a lot of the shame. I think some of the shame is productive. We could use a little bit more shame.
People need to be more shameful. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. I agree.
Yep. No other way to learn. Sure, guys. Sounds like a nice, healthy Mother's Day.
Well, okay. Here's the beauty of Catholicism, though. All right. Here's the thing. You're terrified as a child. You develop shame. You develop fear. And then ideally, you let it go. Like, because Catholicism, it's so like what? The body is actually his fucking body. The communion is his real body. Really? Like you can't. If you're saying,
and forgive me if I'm cutting you off, but if you're saying like Catholicism taught us nice things like shame, you learned that shit in school. There's no lesson in the Bible that isn't in school.
That's true. No, that's true. I think what am I going to fucking defend the Catholic Church here? But I think. How
about community? Okay. All right. How about we call life community? Okay.
Yeah. Well, and there's no community in the Catholic Church anyway. It's not like those Protestant ones where they have like their after hours socials and stuff. The people that do that at Catholic Church are fucking weirdos.
That's true. I can tell you that's true. He didn't even give many adjectives, and I'll tell you what, he's completely right. That's true. So here's what I told Kyle though. Moms, when you get your little lazy gifts, and of course, because they're lazy, they're going to say number one mom, whether it's a mug or a piece of paper, right? You're the best mom. So of course this card, because it was so lazy, you're the best mom ever, number one mom there's ever been. You keep that card handy, maybe on your bedside table or something. And then when they yell and lose their shit, it won't take 24, 48 hours. You pull that card out like a badge and you go, you're wrong. I'm the number one mom. Go the fuck to bed. I have the proof. You're the worst mom ever. Really? It hasn't been 3 fucking days. I was the best mom ever. So how about you take your bipolar ass to bed and get out of my face? And don't wake me up at 7 a.m. to say thank you because you don't have your shit together.
Keith's 16th album called I'm Dating Your Mom is available everywhere albums are available. True story.
Right. No, I think it's parents' fault sometimes because they publicly say, you know what, me and my kids, we learn so much from each other. Let me tell you something. For at least 5 years now, I've been with Kyle. I've seen what goes on. They don't teach her too much.
No.
Like she teaches them like a whole lot, and it doesn't seem reciprocal at all. And she's open to learning, but there's really only, I can't even name one.
It's offhand. A one-way street there.
It's a one-way fucking street. Yeah. And I think that confuses the kids. In no way did my parents ever say I taught them a fucking thing. So, but her kids are a little more rambunctious than we were as kids. I think that's why. It's like, well, I teach her too, actually. It's a two-way street. That's not. It's a two-way street, but I'm going to call her for money today. Okay, that's interesting. How about that, moms? When they correct you, hey, mom, I was reading something about mental health. Are you even okay? Anyway, can I get $10 real quick? My God, how they turn on a fucking mom. You're not doing things right. Hey, can you fill out my, job application? Okay. All right. I don't know how you guys don't care. Thank you, mom, for not killing me. That's what you write. Thank you, mom, for not pretending to kill yourself. That's what you write. Thank you for not hiding. Thank you for not pretending to kill yourself and hiding into another country just to see what I do and figure things out for 2 weeks so that I sweat. And then you come back and I go, oh, thank God, mom, you're not really dead. How about put that in the card? Too specific? Okay. Just thinking. Thank you, mom, for not living with Keith for 2 months while the police and I looked for you crying and I regret everything I did. That's what you put in a card. God damn, here's chapstick. Jesus Christ. That's the one thing you don't get her is, a skincare shit. She knows what she's doing. She has expensive taste. Figure out something else. Like a card with color in it. I mean, these moms don't text their ex-husbands and be like, tell them to give me a card. I so want to like them a little bit again.
The pearls of wisdom, Keith.
You didn't teach your mom a fucking thing.
Yeah, I learned what the fuck. See, you know what? That reminds me of like these.
I'd be mad at Kyle. I'm like, am I with somebody so stupid that a kid is teaching her shit?
You're fucking idiot kid who knows nothing, who has no personal experience whatsoever. Their community is other fucking the scum of the earth are teenagers. They are not teaching you anything. And it reminds me of like the Brooklyn parents.
Easy though. Those are my stepkids. Easy.
Okay. Well, hey, God
watch yourself.
How many stepkids do you got, Keith? Is it 2?
She has 3 kids. Yeah.
3 kids. Okay. Wow. What ages? How old were you when you came in?
Oh my God. You and your questions. Whose show is this?
What?
First it's how did she die? This person you brought up. Then it's you brought up your kids. What are their ages?
How old were you when you came on the scene? I want to know what you were walking into.
This was 5 years ago. 13. They were 13, 16, and 17 or 13, 16, and 18. I think that's what it was.
So they're like full.
They were the worst of everything.
Yeah.
They covered every teenage age, and she couldn't get out of it. Like that was some bad planning. Yeah,
man. I had a girlfriend that when we were together and we were very serious, and her kids were like 6 and 9, and I was like, I can't fucking do this. I can't.
Good, because it's going to get worse when you put ones in front of those.
Yeah,
so if you can't take 6 and 9,
love them. I mean, hey, maybe you love yours, and that's great. But it's like you walk in there, you don't have default love, and so it's like it's like a fucking child that you're gonna. I'm like I was when we broke up. Like right before that, I found myself looking at this girl before we broke up.
Okay.
I was looking at that. I just started doing comedy and stuff. You know, she worked on the weekends. I was going to have to be doing a lot of babysitting and blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at this girl. I'm like, I'm going to resent a child. That's what I'm going to do if I continue down this road. And she's going to have, I'm going to be the fucking shitty stepdad. That's I'm saying good for you, man. That's
why you can be the shitty stepdad.
Well, can we just be clear? He doesn't live with them. He has his own separate apartment. He is not actually a stepdad. Those are different words. Stop using those words.
Or you can be the dad that stepped up.
Well, look at you now. You're selling your own fucking t-shirts.
She loves to put down how great a stepdad I am, and I think she's jealous. Nobody's weird.
Saying you're not great at fake step parenting.
Thank you. I am great at it. Once something costs money, it's not fake.
He thinks he's parenting because his girlfriend calls him when she's having issues and he steps up, right? So it's like
sure. And if she has to cancel plans with me, that's me putting in my work.
Do you share a bathroom with these human beings? Are you allowed to leave the country without telling anybody?
Yeah, I don't have to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You kind of get the best of both worlds there.
Exactly.
You're acting like I'm asking for Father's Day cards.
No,
I've seen these cards. I promise
you're calling them stepkids when they're not. That's all I'm acting like.
I don't mind. I don't mind. But here's what would happen differently. Let's say
another word. Find another word.
Yeah. What's the word?
More accurate word.
My girlfriend has kids.
Your girlfriend's kids.
My girlfriend's kids.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, so how long would you think somebody's with somebody? Or if you would know if it's serious, right? That's why I say that.
Kids, my girlfriend.
No, hold on. I follow, but I'm saying, Bobby, right? You wouldn't know how serious I was with this woman.
No, I think it does.
You're not serious enough that they are your
Why are you mad that I'm lying about these kids being mine? Why does that anger you? You can have them. So congratulations. Chemda's the stepmom. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And me and Kyle are free tonight.
Excellent.
So wait, what's the plan? What's the move-in plan? When does that happen? Last one goes to college?
They're being a little dramatic right now. They got a lot of things going on. So the plan is, it is not conducive to move in together.
Okay.
Without much more detail. So, there's no hurry.
No, enjoy it while you got it then.
Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing to me that all three of her kids were immaculately conceived. So I got lucky on that one. You know, I saw this online. I can't tell who it's from. My mom asked me where I'm taking her to eat on Mother's Day. I told her we have food at home.
You know what though? But that's what my mom would say even on Mother's Day. We were like, please let us take you out, because also that would mean like a start and a finish. And then we all, okay, like we can't all day because, and then see, again, that's so rude. But we would come over and she's like, no, that's going to be so much money. I could make you food, blah, blah, blah. But now we're watching Wheel of Fortune. I don't understand why this is love. I don't. Can we express ourselves any other way but watching fucking Pat Sajak again? I can't.
Something about that show specifically is so depressing. Like it's such like a doorway to elderliness, that show. Like Jeopardy doesn't have the same vibe, but there's something about the colors, about the sounds, everything on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
it's so geriatric.
But they come together though. It's a pair, because it's Wheel of Fortune where our parents know they can at least figure out one puzzle, and then it's Jeopardy when they're just watching smart. So it's like a rock block because they haven't figured out any other channels at that time. My God.
So the lamest rock block of all time.
It's amazing. You know how old a person is by like if their parents watched Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, if that's a trigger for them. It's unreal. It's a time where like you like all day you wish your parents would ignore you, and then Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy comes on, and you're like, okay, never mind.
I have to piss so bad, but I don't want to miss a thing. Do me a favor, Bobby. Tell him what Catholicism is.
It's Christianity, except with a bunch of made up extra rules.
You know, Catholicism seems to be I didn't know, but I was raised Jewish, so I didn't know that Christianity was the umbrella, and then Catholicism and what's the Episcopalian and whatever. I just thought like Jesus was one and all. Catholicism, Episcopalian, like Jehovah's Witness, all of them said the word Jesus. Then I learned about the umbrellas, and what I learned from an outside person's perspective, whatever you are under the Christian umbrella, if you're Catholic, you are hated by the rest of them.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you guys.
No, that's true. Well, nobody likes us, and we don't like them either. But it's also like, it's just like, it's so funny. I think like one of the, like, what's so brilliant about it is that it's, you know, there's the catechism, right? So there's the Bible, but we don't ever in church, you know, Catholic church, they're not dealing with the Bible that much. You're reading a letter from Paul to the Corinthians, and blah, blah, blah. And then they're doing their own shit. But it's like the catechism. They have
we did it, Keith.
Okay, great. Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, none of the rules are actually in the Bible. We got a catechism that nobody's ever fucking read. So we can just say, oh yeah, it's a rule. It's in the thing. They know about it in Rome. You just do what you're told.
Oh, footnotes. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about what you alluded to about being engaged. Your album, you talk about it a little bit. And by the way, you should have the title Greatest Hits instead of Blonde on Blonde, because it is funny how for the majority of things, he finishes a story, Catholicism, blah, blah, blah. ISIS. Hey, how about this?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the Vietnamese. You hear about this country? So yeah, the Greatest Hits is a great thing. But you were talking about your engagement, and you said, you guys ever find yourself engaged? Call it off. What are you doing? Like he remembers being engaged. He goes, I'm thinking, I don't have to love my wife, right? Like, what kind of snooty prick am I? I have to love her to marry her. You know, I need to love her. My grandparents were just neighbors, and they figured, you know, do I have to? But you don't really get into any more detail. What really ended it, or did you just go with the flow and then you're like, whoa, slow down?
It was, I mean, okay, look, and one time I talked about this I went very in depth about our relationship on a podcast once years ago, and she found it and she called me and I had to have it taken down. Now that's not going to happen.
Whoa! Well, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. But okay.
But it was just nothing happened. It was just one of those things where it was like, inertia carries you so far, and like, I'll tell you, we were together for 2 years. One time,
out of those 2 years, how many times did you call her a good girl?
Did I call her a good girl?
I don't know. It just feels like one of those vibes. And then you woke up and said, "Ma," and then you went like, I think it was my mom in her voice. They're not all bad.
Ironically enough, I was with my ma, and we were walking, like we were going to the store, and there's a jeweler there, and she's like, when are you going to ask her name? Well, whatever. Her name was Sandra. She's like, when are you going to ask?
Still Sandra not taking it down.
You don't have to take it down. and she's like, when are you going to ask her to marry you? How long do you think she's going to wait around for you? Because she was older than me. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. And she and we walked into the jeweler right then, and I fucking put a down payment on a ring right then. It didn't even come into my mind naturally. My fucking ma told me to do it, basically. And then I'll give you the real Cliff's notes when I finally called it off. I was in my therapist's office, and I was, kind of a wreck, because I didn't want to get married. But I couldn't admit it to myself, and the therapist at the end of the session, she's like, all right, don't worry about what anyone thinks about you. Like what I think about you, what don't judge yourself or anything. What do you want? And I was like, I don't want to marry Sandra. And that was the first time it ever come out of my mouth. It's the first time I ever even thought it. And she's like, my therapist is like, okay, good. Now, time's up. Don't do anything. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and we'll discuss this further in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, her mom...
Also, my prices just went up.
Yeah. Her mom was flying from Mexico that day to go look at wedding dresses the next day with my mother and her. And I had just admitted that I didn't want to marry her, and I meant it. So it's like, well, I'm not going to be able to wait till... I'm not going to be able to plan it with my therapist anymore. I'm going to have to fly fucking solo on this, and so yeah.
I'm assuming that's. Do you know? I'm assuming that's why you waited last minute. Like, why then? Like, maybe you would have done it anytime, and this happened to be a last minute. She is flying down. It's like, well, I gotta say something now.
Yeah.
When did you say? When did you say?
What did I say to her?
When?
Oh, that night.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Wow. Yeah, I just went home. I went home. I called my mom, or I think I was living. No. I went to my mom's house, crying, blah, blah, blah. And I called her and we met and did it then. And it was a disaster. But
by the way, if you're wondering if you should ask your partner to get married, you have to know for sure if you're still living at home. That's my rule. That's always been my personal rule.
You know what? I'm sure it was a shit show, but Sandra, you dodged a bullet.
Amen. Of course. Yeah, last minute, not to shit on you, but
not to shit on you at all. No. You seem like a really nice person, but like, I think most people, I really believe this, most people will just keep going, and eventually, maybe after 1 or 2 kids, you wake up from this fucking thing, and great, you have 1 or 2 kids. I'm sure no one regrets kids ever. I know. But now you have a mortgage. You're living somewhere that like all of your decisions are going to be wrong. All of them, no matter what. So, wow. That's such a fucking hard thing to do. But the Band-Aid comes off then, or 5 years from then, or never, or ugh.
Absolutely. And she's married with kids now. She's happy. She's good. It all worked out. She ended up getting married to someone else a month after our wedding date. Like, she moved quick, so God bless.
You do have to get over that wedding date, though. It's not really I get
emails from Office Max on our wedding date. And it triggers me.
Right. That's right. And in the album, he says, you meet these people that love sex? Sure, I love it, on TV, a computer, phone in the work bathroom. But the real thing, it's like, all right, don't come. Oh, sorry. These women, they never come. You notice this? Hey, ladies, you ever think about coming during sex? You might like. And then it moves on, and that's hilarious. Is there anything true to that? Do you find sex exhausting or not? It's all a joke.
No, it's not all a joke. There's I feel like almost every time I've ever had sex has been a terrible mistake in the end. I there's a whole lot of
what's her name again?
Well, but no, it's we're fucking not biologically in sync too. It's like, the guys, you're gonna come early every third fucking time, and it's humiliating. And it never gets not humiliating. Fucking sucks.
Have you tried things? Pills, lotions, pills and lotions. So the answer is no. They have pills for that.
Pills is going to make you not come early. Pills is going to give you an erection if you can't get one.
Have you tried foreplay?
Like a dick numbing cream? Well, imagine busting that out when I'm about to sleep with a woman, Keith. Oh, let me get my dick numbing cream first.
You can put it on without her knowing.
Yeah. I suppose. What, I got to go to the bathroom? Let me go freshen up. I get
the way you do anything, the way you take your underwear off in a seductive way, or you don't want to see you bend over when you're taking off your shoes, like the way you do anything.
Well, okay. Yeah. I mean, look, for the listeners here, it's not an issue. Okay. It just happens every once in a while.
This just happens 3 out of 4 times.
Every third time. one out of 3 times. Sometimes I've had a couple good streaks. But it's a whole fucking production. Sex. I mean, Jesus, it's great. Of course, it's like it's the propelling force of our life, I suppose. But it's
do you have to talk yourself up into a hard-on, or is it always there?
Nah, look. Look, I'm 39 years old.
Your mom just wrote me. She asked me to take this show down. I can't do it. What were you saying?
No, they don't come at a drop of the hat like they used to. 39 years old. Sometimes, it's. I'm not talking myself up to it. I don't think I could talk myself into a hard on. I don't think I'm that seductive to myself.
A lot more gets you interested than what used to. Like a nice breeze, you'd be ready. But now, there has to be some thought behind it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there has to be some thought and
like flowers on Mother's Day. It has to have some
dead flowers on Mother's Day.
Yes. Well, I was hard yesterday. Okay, great.
This is the story I was alluding to that I think might be fun. A 37-year-old tech executive. A woman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 37. Tech executive. You got to have it together, I assume. Claims she fell for an online romance scam known as pig butchering. I never heard of that. Pig butchering.
Pig butchering.
Jeez. It's a cryptocurrency investment scheme that drained her of more than $450,000. It's called pig butchering because it derives from the Chinese name for the scam. That's where it's suspected to have originated. Usually now it's from Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia for whatever reason. Con artists pretend to be innocent people looking for love. This is exactly the scam. I didn't go so far. I mean, I never got to the money part, but I've gotten this. Craig's gotten it and my brother Ken's gotten this. You could tell where it's going to go. Hey, lover, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm like, good. Usually it starts for me. Hey, Bob, how's it going? And you know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then I ignore it. And it's like, oh, hey, you're not Bob? Like, I didn't say I wasn't Bob. So you're not Bob. Sorry, I have Bob's phone number. Your number's one off. Can we be friends? So then you play along if you want. And I do. I can't help myself. And I'm like, hey, lover, how's it going? Just lonely here, looking for love, crying without love. And then they go, oh, hey, sweetheart. And then somehow I like to think I got a little further in the script. It's like, hey, can you go to WhatsApp or Hinge? I'm like, I'll just, how about you already made mention that you're going to be in New York soon. Come to New York. Let's meet up. I love your attitude. I'm in love with you and I want to share my life with you. Now I'm saying this. And he's like, oh yeah, I got to meet on WhatsApp. Oh, I can't. He's like, but meet me there, love. I'm like, I can't do that though. We're texting here. Let's keep texting. Fuck you. Why you being a bitch? I'm like, oh, whoa, don't leave me. Okay, baby. So come on WhatsApp because you already told me you use crypto too. Yeah, I can't do that. God damn you, bitch. Like, well, okay. This is love is tumultuous. Con artists to pretend to be innocent victims looking for love. Once they find their partner, their victim, they tell them they made a large fortune trading crypto. They encourage their new love to try it as well, having them invest real money via a fake app. So what they can get you to do, you follow that. I don't know why WhatsApp works for them, but dating sites seem in WhatsApp, you can, I guess they have the function where you can trade in coin. What's that coin one? Is it coin app? That doesn't sound right.
Cash App? Or no, you're talking about the crypto.
The app. Crypto one, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I have it here somewhere. But anyway, you can go through those legit systems, and then through there you can trade to bullshit systems. And they have bullshit systems that also is that 2 code, whatever it's called, authorization, but it's still bullshit. In the beginning, the victim may be allowed to withdraw some funds from the fake app, but after a number of investments, they're locked out. In a last-ditch effort to get all their money before the scam is discovered, the app will ask for a payment called a tax. So you give even more, as if that made sense, just to get your money back. And of course you don't. According to a recent report last month, the U.S. Department of Justice investigated the fraud. It's how most people are getting scammed in 2022, period, totaling $3.3 billion. The workers themselves are enslaved and abused, according to this magazine, The Inquirer, and are often given sophisticated scripts. Let me tell you something. The scripts aren't sophisticated.
Wait, this magazine, The Inquirer?
It's just called according to The Inquirer. Yeah. Not national Inquirer.
Okay.
Not national.
That's where my mind went to, Hemba.
Okay.
I think it's the Philadelphia Inquirer is what what I'd guess. So anyway, that does make sense why they get so mad if these guys are being abused too. I'm like, hey, just kidding. I was fucking with you for an hour. And they're like, I'm going to lose a toe, you bitch.
Hurt people. Keith.
That's right. That's right. This guy went by the name Ansel Mali. The woman said he claimed to have moved to the West Philadelphia area from France, where he had worked as a wine trader. What a coincidence. The person who loves you out of nowhere has a job that's fun as fuck.
Wow.
And money. And coincidentally money, like you said. The DMV didn't even trust it was me. Because my job was too exotic. What do you do for them? Podcasting. Where's your check stub? It's not one that your work stub. It's not one that you naturally recognize. Where's your electric stop? It's like, I share with my landlord. It's under his name. It's like, but I could scam somebody for $500,000. I couldn't get my driver's license. Molly eventually asked if they could take their conversation to WhatsApp. Molly claimed to delete his Hinge profile, saying he wanted to focus on her. Well, she creamed all over the place. She was newly divorced. She liked the attention. Molly, the guy, reportedly told her he dreamed of achieving wealth freedom. And this is what I was alluding to. So that I don't have to work all my life and then I can have more time to accompany my lover to travel around the world, leaving footprints of our love in every corner of the world. Good oh, my God. Lord. Hello, ladies. Melt. I mean, what chance do you have? I can see both sides of this one. He told the woman that one of his hobbies was trading crypto, eventually persuading her to download a crypto trading app. Gave it to Coinbase. That's the word I was thinking of. $1,000 of her savings to Coinbase. And then he was able to take Coinbase into the fake trading app. The app appeared legitimate. It asked for 2-factor authentication. At first, her $1,000 turned into $1,250. She was able to withdraw that. So then she believed in it more.
Come on. Don't. This. I really think this could happen to a lot of people. You're in vulnerable situations. And they caught you at exactly the right spot. And you know what? If it wasn't about love, it could be about your dead mother. It could be about whatever it is that you are open wounded and there's nobody else at the moment and you're going through a crisis and they know exactly what to say. What a crime. What a crime of like what looks like consent, which is just awful because some people actually also get sex out of it. And you can't call it rape, but you lied. You manipulated. So I was having sex with a different person. So how do you punish that? Like, what is the crime? How do you say this is a manipulation? You know, it's weird.
As time went on, the couple's plans for meeting each other kept falling apart. That's where I stopped feeling bad.
Go figure.
Go figure it then. Like me, I see me and Craig and Ken's emails whenever, or text whenever they fuck with people, and it's always like, where are you at? Then they pick for lack of a better word, an exotic location. They pick a popular spot, like they're happening. So a lot of times it's New York. I'm like, oh, I'm in New York, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, oh, okay, let's meet up. Where you at? And they're like, Brooklyn. I happen to be right at Brooklyn. Where are you at? Like 100 Brooklyn. And I'm like, I'm at 120 Brooklyn right now. I'll come see you. Oh, right now I can't. They just made me stay longer at work. Like, no, I'll wait for you. We already fell in love. Like, actually, I'm not there right now because, like, okay, if you could get $450,000 out of me at that point.
Yeah.
As time went on, the couple's plans for meeting each other kept falling through. At the time, he said he had a business trip. She reported being told her investment of $6,000 had turned into $9,000. He was sweeping her off her feet. Yeah, I think the bullshit money helped. I was in a trance. I felt like I had met my person. But she said he insisted if she wanted to start making real money, there had to be a real investment. Didn't we see enough TV shows and movies? She's an executive, for God's sakes.
Didn't we see enough TV and movies to know that it doesn't matter what you are, what work you do, how much money you have, how much brains you have, that these manipulators are that good?
But they're not that good. I disagree, because this gets me riled up. They're not that good.
Maybe you're not that
fucking
sad.
Maybe wants it to be true.
She wants it to be true. The victims are doing the work for them.
You don't have the same addiction as this person, and this person did not come to you with the necessary little bites.
But it's not clever. But I hate the word clever.
It doesn't matter.
Not clever.
Is whatever your thing is, it's not going to look clever on other people.
But it's,
you know what I mean?
Too.
It's of course, but it's so easy to see on other people how clear and how fucked up it is, and how whatever it is that you're going through. It's
not clever.
When
there's nothing clever about it. There's nothing clever about it. I watch these on TV. They look like idiots.
Of course,
it's always about money, and it's not. But it's not clever. It's not even like I couldn't see being duped in love, being with somebody I shouldn't be with, like Bobby and his ex, let's say. Like this woman is the dude saying nothing fucking clever. He's not saying anything, quite frankly. That's what that's it. I don't know. I feel like Hemda can be so empathetic. She's thinking of a person crying right now that it just happened to.
It's not that. It's that you are not seeing the cleverness of it because it's not tailor-made for you and what you fall for and what you think clever is. You are not attracted to the person that he created.
Well, and here's another thing too. You gotta remember, first of all, they made a fucking app with a 2-factor authentication. Okay. And also,
this is high level.
This guy is conducting this scam in not his first language. So he's pretty clever. Mm-hmm. They're conducting a full scam.
It's always clear to see it's not somebody's first language. That's why it's not clever.
What's that?
It's their language is so bad that at least the ones I get that's it. That even adds to my point. It's not.
Yeah,
clever.
Well, you try and pull a scam in fucking Mandarin Chinese and tell me how your grammar and how clever you're going to look over there.
I guess I'd get 1 out of 1,000 like they do.
Yeah, you sweep. I mean, wide enough net. And that applies to what you were saying, Hemda, where it's like, yeah, these people, they're spamming everyone. They're going to get a Miss Lonely Hearts. It's going to happen. And, And the
stars line up terribly sometimes for you.
They line up terribly sometimes. Like my brother went to Best Buy. He bought a specific camera. He got a thing saying, "Hey, Best Buy, this specific camera, it's got a warranty, whatever the fuck. They need personal information of some kind. I forget what. Maybe Best Buy password. Who knows?" He almost did it. Understandably, because he bought that fucking thing from Best Buy. He figured out that it's a fucking coincidence that the camera was so specific. Okay, that's clever. That's different.
But you can see the process behind that. You are not seeing the process behind this because it is all psychological.
It's all
like
made
Bobby,
up.
And like Bobby said, they made up this app you have to authenticate it. It looks so clever. That's definitely clever. You don't know how to do that. And then
giving the money back is clever. I agree with that. But it's
she started making money. She started making money. So even aside from the love, right?
But that's important. That's so important. Not aside from the love, it's him and it's love. And that's
why? Because that's part of the cleverness, right? There's trust in two different ways, in their financial life. And now it's tied into your romantic life. And now those parts of the brain are fighting and you don't even know it because that's that person's fucked up moment in their life or that thing that they cannot connect as well as you because that's their addiction, that's their disorder, that's their whatever. So it looks like stupidity to you. And in their brain, because they're hitting the spots of this person's brain, it is coming out like cleverness to them.
I'm trying
Something
to find
else would work on you.
I'm curious what the poll result was. That I know is definitely more in my favor when we put it up. Like, are these scammers clever or not? You know, it's like I forget that recent one I saw, but it was like one dude scamming 5 chicks, and they all interviewed the women, and they were all idiots. They were all put together nice. They all had high level jobs. They were all fucking idiots.
So how is this not clever?
Just out for the money. That wasn't that. So I'm saying, to me, that wasn't clever. Those people that called fast food restaurants and convinced so cleverly for an employee to suck off a manager. That's nothing about that was clever.
Getting away with it for 10 years, and then getting away with it on a whole, being completely just free on those charges.
Is that what clever is then?
That's clever.
Then Trump's smart. You can't be president and not be smart.
Oh, God. Okay, you can have all of the points. You win. I don't. This is not where we want to go. Okay, thanks, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Jeez.
She claims that Molly
was clever, Keith.
She claims that Molly lent her $150,000, instructing her to sell stocks and take out personal loans. She even liquidated her 401k. People from work starting asking questions. Right. I guess they weren't clever enough. By the end of March, her $450,000 investment in the fake app had more than doubled. Okay. She said, but she couldn't withdraw it. Instead, she was hit with a demand for a 10% personal tax. Alarm bells started going off. Oh, you can't pull shit over my eyes. Alarm bells started going off. She contacted her lawyer brother in London. That was a good time. They hired a private investigator. The private investigator found the photos that the guy had sent her. Oops, turns out it was just a picture online. It was a German personal trainer. Oops, clever. Sometimes I'm like, it's just money, she said. Some days I'm like, I should just cry. Yeah, but for different reasons. So it's about the money. She moved to, he moved to the U.S. from India in 2008 to complete her, all these names. She moved to the U.S. from India in 2008 to complete her master's degree. She filed a report with the FBI to recover the money. The Philadelphia police said the investigation is ongoing. Well, nothing's going to happen. FBI said we cannot confirm or deny any particular contact or the potential existence of an investigation. All right.
Oh,
I don't know, but I hear what you're saying, Bobby, loud and clear. Let's just put it that way. COVID-19, after more than 3 years, the U.S. declaration of a public health emergency due to COVID-19 ends today.
We got to give back that relief fund. Shit. Just kidding, everyone. Just so you know, that's not real. But I know I am clever, and some of you already started writing your checks.
But if you would like a relief fund, the rate to info ads, it's a 10% down payment, and then... However, this does not mean that the virus has disappeared. According to the CDC, there were more than 77,000 new COVID-19 cases last week. And this is likely an underestimate, of course, because we test at home, if we even test at all. So there you go. It's 77,000 a week, but not a national emergency. Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay. So good.
Yeah.
We're free. That's it.
Yeah,
I forget that we can eat indoors
now. What change is there now? Like that now it's just like poor people don't get the services that were extended, right? Like that's basically.
Yes. The U.S. Declaration, which has been renewed 13 times, gave the government wide-ranging flexibility to implement certain policies and actions. They're like, we're not sure either, but you get the gist. The expiration today means an immediate end to some programs, as well as some changes on how COVID-19 data is collected. But the CDC says it will still keep a close eye on the virus by utilizing more novel approaches like genomic sequencing and wastewater testing. Well, maybe that new Hubble telescope will clear some things up. So we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. You dating nowadays, Bobby? You seeing anybody special?
I was until fairly recently. So
when she heard another podcast.
She does have a podcast actually, but we're friends. But yeah, that's single now.
Who had to break it off?
It was kind of a mutual thing. We were like, we broke up, got back together, broke up again. So it was just kind of like.
What would she say is your biggest problem?
What would she say is my biggest problem?
You're carrying some old world thoughts in your new world brain.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know what she would say my biggest problem is. Attachment disorder. I have attachment disorder.
What's that mean? Like if you're away
jealous.
from
it's new
jealousy?
for I'm jealous.
Okay.
Right?
Not jealous, more like can't exist in a relationship. Like I'm like I don't know, I'm like terrified of them. I think like I don't know. I'm getting like,
and that would affect a hard on? You're kidding me.
Yeah, go figure, huh? But yeah, so
why you feel trapped when you're in a relationship?
Feel trapped, absolutely. That's how I feel, you know. And it's been that way for almost as long as I can remember.
She said, does it happen right at the start? Like looking back, are you placing that on yourself or it really is that way?
It does happen right at the start, usually for me. Like once like I feel like once it becomes like official or something like that, I feel trapped. I'm like, oh my God, you know, this my life is gone. My identity is dead. Bobby is gone. I'm something else now.
Are you correct on that, or you find yourself being wrong? Like, hey, is it okay if I hang out with the boys this weekend? And she's like, yeah, no shit. Why not? Who am I?
That's the problem is I'm not correct on it. You know, like usually it's I build it all up in my mind, but then at a certain point, like I'm just like I've just like shut down. It doesn't matter. You know.
Well, who are you when on your first 3 dates? Are you like this great attentive person, and then once the fourth or whatever 6th month or 2nd month, whatever it is that
second month it's handmade cards.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Are you like, oh no, I have to keep being this person?
I think there's something like that. I think what I do, and this kind of like, you know, goes back to like my childhood and shit, like everything does, you know, but it's like I then exist in a thing where it's like, okay, I just want to not be in trouble. I want to do whatever is going to make, you know, whatever I think you expect me to do or want me to do, I'm going to do that preemptively. And then I think after a while, it just like takes a toll on me. And I just kind of like, you know, you do that for so long and you're not like making room for yourself. And then you have trapped yourself and then like have like a break at some point.
So you're making up what a relationship is, and then you treat them like whatever a generic woman is in your head. And then when they react to that, you're like, oh no, I'm in trouble. Even though what they're doing is just saying, hey, I'm this person.
Basically. Yeah. And also like, I do that to myself too. Like, I feel like I'm like, I don't take care of my needs, whatever those are. You know, I don't even fucking know what those are, but I think it's like, once I'm in relationship mode, I'm like, all right, this is my job is to be a good boyfriend and stay out of trouble and be good to whatever made up standard that I've created for my partner. You know what I mean?
God, you need to watch some new movies. No more No more rom-coms from the 80s.
I think we are infected by those fucking rom-coms.
Yes, I agree with you. Those
absolutely, because
it's
like our perception of what like a healthy and positive relationship is so completely distorted and fucked, and it's hard to like unlearn that.
Yeah, it's putting yourself aside. This could be your moment, but if you take it, then that makes you selfish. So let that go so you could be a part of whatever it is that they're going through, when really the best thing to do is to just go do what your next best thing is.
And those movies tricked me because they're so fucking clever. Oh, well. One more time. The 21st is our game show. Sunday, May 21st, 6 p.m. Eastern time. You're invited. It's a virtual show. Get information before the show. That's how that works. KeithandTheGirl.com/tickets. You will love it. I can guarantee that. New friend Bobby will be on with Micah Fox and Tim McLaughlin. KeithandTheGirl.com/tickets. All right. Also, download the album. Like I said, it's wherever you get your music. Bobby Condon, Greatest Hits. All right. God damn, I got to tell you, handsome, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you too. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm bringing home the W.
Hell yeah. Oh, boy. I'm a little nervous, actually. His attitude is making me nervous. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't even know what the fuck it is, probably.
I know. This is what makes the game fun for me, is when people get in the spirit of competition. Because whatever it is, it's gonna be fun. So that's great.
Right.
It will. And I will be in the spirit of competition. I can assure you of that.
Good.
Yeah. Although be careful. I don't jerk off before a show. So that I'm fucking ready, so easy. That's it, everybody. KeithandTheGirl.com/VIP. Very proud of it. I think you're going to dig it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.